Let me laugh. I don't wanna laugh. That's
Yeah. She's a little bit nervous. It's all good. So, hey, it's Danny from Conscious Calisthenics here, and I've been wanting to make this video for a little while, and that is me interviewing my lovely girlfriend Nokk,
hello.
who you've seen briefly in a what I eat and a what I do in a day in Pai, Thailand, which if you haven't seen that, I'll put a link for it up above. You can go and check that out if you're interested in that. And I wanted to interview her on her having a very low body fat percentage and really no excess body fat whatsoever. She's super slim, just like myself. You can see that she is super slim as well, and you can see on her arms. And yeah, the first question that I wanted to ask her, and we asked her a series of different ones, and she's not used to being on camera, she's never done this type of thing, so she is feeling a little bit uncomfortable, but we see how it goes. I'm sure she'll be fine. So yeah, even though you're slim now, have you ever struggled with having a lot of excess body fat whatsoever, or have you already, well, always been slim?
Yeah, since I remember I've always been slim and never have a struggle of have to lose weight or being overweight.
Yes, you haven't ever had to do
No.
any specific things to keep a low body fat percentage, because a lot of people that do certain diets and fitness programs to keep a low body fat percentage, but have you ever been like, I need to do this consistently, I'm
No.
going to do this consistently to stay?
No, I never
Really?
had a routine of like working out, exercising. I never even aware of like a body fat thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
it's always been like this.
And where are you actually originally from? Because a lot of people are actually going to be asking that. I know they will. So
I'm from Thailand. My hometown is in the east part of Thailand, or you can call it Isan. It's near Laos border. It's like really small town. Yeah.
yeah, and you're not just pure Thai. If I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but some of your family are Chinese as well, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people, and I
So
thought,
like almost like 50% Chinese, so like part Thai, part Chinese.
yes, that's why when I met her, I didn't think that she was Thai. I thought she was a combination of some different places, like she just explained. So yeah, I know I mentioned, have you done anything to keep the weight off? And you said that you haven't.
No.
But have you at any point in your life been doing some sort of consistent exercise regime for an extended period of time that you think maybe has made you stay super lean or not?
So I never been really like having a routine, go to the gym or exercise, but I run my own restaurant where I need to I working there a lot, so it's require me to move around, like working in the kitchen, and
yeah, and you're never like really sitting down when I see you working
No,
in there. A lot of
no.
time she has in the past worked from around say 10:30 to around 7 p.m. at night, so she's
Yeah.
on her feet most of the time,
Yeah.
taking orders.
yeah, never like when I'm in my restaurant I never like sit down. I just always do things, move around, lift stuff and things like that. I think that's helped me stay active and stay, I don't know, maybe slim and like some kind of workout for me.
Yeah, and would you
Yeah.
say a lot in the past throughout your life you've just generally moved around a lot?
Yeah.
Never like
Yeah.
been in an office job or some other place where you're
No.
sitting down for hours and hours and hours and hours
No,
at a
I
time?
couldn't do it. Yeah, no, I couldn't do it. Even I'm being lazy sometimes, but
Yeah,
most
and
of
even
the time.
and even well, she's not lazy. She just likes to relax. She works
I
really
like to
hard, and then
sleep,
she
yeah.
takes time off, sleeps a lot, rests a lot, which is really really good. And yeah, she doesn't actually own a scooter or a car to get around. So before she met me, she would walk around a lot to town and other places as well. So it's not like you're in a car for long periods of time either, or some sort of mode of transportation for hours and hours and hours. Because there's a lot of Westerners sit at an office job, then they're in the car a lot, but
it's not allow them to using their body.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's something you've not been doing, which is really, really good, and it's just good for your health overall, not just giving you a low body fat percentage and optimal body weight. So the main one people are going to want to know about, because people always focus upon this thing as the main thing to do with having the most optimal body weight possible, is how has your diet been the majority of your life from what you can remember? Have you been eating loads of junk food and processed food? Have you been eating really big sizes of food or small? Like, how has it been for you? Obviously, I guess it would have changed throughout your life, but the majority of the time.
Most of my main meals are like based with rice and vegetables. And before I switched to like, you can say like vegan diet, was like 4 years ago when I starting, but I was not eating like fully vegan.
Yeah, and before you was eating fully vegan, was you eating a lot of meat, a lot of dairy, a lot of cheese? Like, so you was eating mostly rice and vegetables, but how was like your meat
Yeah,
intake?
there would be like meat in my meal. Let's say like not majority part of my meal. It'd be like rice, vegetables, and sometimes I just don't have meat in my meals at all.
Yeah, so compared to Westerners where they eat a lot of meat, normally 3 times a day,
and I don't really eat like my meals would be cooked food like homemade or like whole food, not processed. I'm not used to go to like McDonald's or KFC and things like that. I go there sometime.
Yeah, but rarely.
With my friends, or just like some people inviting me, but like I wouldn't just go there and eat alone. Like, it's not like a place where I would go to eat.
Yeah,
just not used to. Just don't like it.
No, it just wasn't what you was brought up on. It's not like that in Asia, where it didn't used to be. It's obviously becoming more westernized here, and there's a lot more accessibility to junk foods. And when you was eating, were you eating a lot of food in one sitting, or was you just how would you say, like 1 plate of food, 2 plate of food, really big portions of food?
Yeah, I could say I don't eat like a big meal unless I'm really hungry, but I would just eat like 1 plate.
Yeah.
Like rice and vegetables. It's like you
Yeah.
you know that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
And
eat
she's
a lot.
I think she's always eating sort of
little.
the same portion sizes from what she's told me before.
Yeah.
Even when she says she eats big, she hardly eats anything whatsoever. So yeah, like she said, she's eat mostly whole foods, not necessarily plant-based, but whole foods. And did you used to eat a lot of fish in the past?
Yeah,
or?
I do.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like fish.
Yeah, so yeah, mostly rice, and you see that with most people in Thailand or in Asia in general, because it's really cheap. Rice and vegetables is really cheap.
Anything like local is like the best. Like,
But,
whatever that's.
But a
in
lot of
your
people
area.
fear carbs. They say rice will make you fat, and you need to eat a ketogenic diet. But she's not fat at all. And would you say most people in Thailand eat rice?
Of course, yeah.
Because most of their meals
It's like the
consist of
main
rice,
meals, yeah.
and they're not overweight at all.
If I'm not eating rice, like, I need to have rice in my meal.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, so obviously for her, just like other Asian people, it's more about the calorie intake that they're having. She's not eating a lot of calories. Even when she eats now, a lot of the time, she's eating like 500, 600, 700 calories at a push in a day, and she's not anorexic.
I don't even know that.
Yeah, I do. She doesn't know anything about the weights of food and how many calories. And she hasn't got an eating disorder at all. She's not bulimic. She's not anorexic or anything like this. She has really a good, habits around eating. Very good relationship with food. And yeah, you said you've been eating mostly a vegan diet for around, was it 4 to 5 years?
Yeah. 4 3 years, yeah.
And did you notice any changes in your body weight, or is it still pretty much the same?
It's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same, just different.
Yeah, because you're still eating around the same amount of calories, really.
Yeah, just different stuff that I eat, but I was not struggle because like most of my meal before, when I switched to the vegan diet, it's the same thing pretty much, like vegetables, and it's not. Yeah. I don't like eating cheese. I don't even have cheese or like bacon in my meals every day. So
no, you don't. Not
I
at
don't
all.
feel much different.
No. And at some point you said in your life, when you were in your 20s, I think you went to America for 3 months. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And what was your experience with the food going from Thailand to there and eating that type of food?
It was difficult because I don't really like the food there. Like the food that they serve, for example, like so I do like go to work, and at the cafeteria from the workplace, and they serve a lot of heavy meals, and it comes from a package, and I don't feel good. It's just like a lot of cheese, or I don't know how to say
a lot of oil,
or like heavy like pasta, like mac and cheese and hamburger and things like that, and the rice is in really bad quality. And I just it was difficult for me. I was not enjoying it.
Yeah, and I would imagine a lot of dairy and gluten and wheat.
a little bit of vegetables, like really little bit, and even if a vegetable is frozen, like you could tell. Yeah,
so a lot of more, as you said, processed food. It's also a lot more calorie rich, rich and a lot more full of preservatives and additives and other garbage and palm oil and loads of white sugar and other things.
Yeah, it was funny. I don't feel full from it. Which usually if I eat like whole food, I feel full from it. But like the food, even it's bigger portion, it doesn't make me feel like, you know.
Yeah, so
from the inside.
So even though it's macronutrient rich, like high in protein, fat and carbohydrates, it's void of like very like micronutrient, nutrients such as vitamins and minerals.
Yeah, it does not have that, the nutrient dense in it.
Okay, so that's something to take away from this, and I've noticed this as well. When I eat more whole foods that are natural, I can't eat nowhere near as much as if it's processed foods. I can eat way much more. So I could eat way more calories from processed junk food, but it's just not giving me as great health benefits because it's not as micronutrient rich. So that's something that you can take away from that. So that's obviously one reason why she's found this easier. And something that you didn't know that you were doing when I met you, and she'd never heard of this before, I just started observing how she would eat in her everyday life. She does intermittent fasting. So how long would you roughly been of doing that for, do you know? And did you just naturally go towards doing intermittent fasting without even become aware of it?
Yeah, I was not aware of it for sure. I think it was like a year or two when I started, because I'm running my own business and I would rather like take my energy in the morning, like doing things I need to do. And sometimes I just forget about eating breakfast. And I would eat again like late afternoon, or sometimes I would just have dinner like one meal a day. So that's definitely something I noticed to her. She's like me, she just loves doing what she's doing and she's very busy and focused upon what she's doing, so she just doesn't think about it. And because in general you're a very happy person, you're doing the things that you love to do in your life, you have amazing people in your life, you live in the place that you love to live, you sleep well, you rest well, you naturally just have a lot of energy, and you just don't have any food addictions. You don't have to have food, you only really eat when you need to eat. Sure,
which is really, really good. So it's amazing to see that she's doing intermittent fasting without even realizing. And what was she doing on a regular basis? You said you would normally drink in the morning.
I would just have like, because I wake up, I would drink a lot of water, and then I'll have like green tea with apple cider vinegar, or it could just be like some kind of like ginger tea and lime and things like that, and that would like 2 or 3 cups, and it would just keep me go through the day and do what I have to do, and I just don't think about food at all in the morning. Because I don't have time for it, and I just don't feel hungry as well, and I still have energy to do things. So and I noticed if someday I was like, okay, I would just eat, let's say like 11 or 12, and then later on I feel tired, like it just make me slower throughout the day. So
she's doing intuitive intermittent fasting, sometimes 1 meal a day, sometimes 2 meals a day. It varies, but she just listens to herself, which I think is one of the best things to do, because your body knows best. And some days she may have had more stress the day before, she may have trained, because she started training with me now, so then she gets hungry earlier and various other things. Which
is fine. Like I don't feel like I need to push myself, like I can't eat this, I can't eat that. So I would just, if I feel like I want to eat, I will. I don't want to like push or force myself into anything. But
which is really good. And even though she does intuitive intermittent fasting, I never really see her eat breakfast. It's just not something that happens for her. And definitely makes it easy being around someone, like myself, being around someone that doesn't eat breakfast as well. There's even less temptation for it, which makes it easier, would you say?
Sure. It would be some time I woke up, I feel hungry, but I feel if I drink water, it will help that, go away. Because I know if I eat breakfast, then I will feel bad afterward for sure.
It's just not worth it at all. Which is really, really good that she's so in tune. And something that I want to mention is, there's so many people that blame genetics for them being fat and overweight, so to be, or even obese if you want to call it that. But it's normally people that are in the family, of whatever family they're in, they all just follow the same unhealthy eating patterns. So then that's why they're gaining excess body fat. And then there's a lot of time people will move from those countries. I've seen this, it was in a movie before, I can't remember what it's called, but I put a link down below for it in case you're interested, where a man was obese in America. He moved to, I think, Japan for like 2 months or so, started eating the way of Japanese people, and he started losing all the body fat. So it goes to show it's the way you're eating. You'll see time and time again in Asia, there is so many Well, I would say the majority of Asian people are super slim. The ones you start seeing that get overweight are definitely ones that start eating a lot more things such as McDonald's, KFC, fried chicken, like pizzas, and a lot of these Western foods, because the Western companies have majorly influenced the Asian world, and they're just coming far away from the diets that they've normally been used to for the majority of their life and what their culture eats. So that is just something to be aware of. So is there anything else that you'd like to add that you think would be important for people to hear? Or any tips for anyone that is having issues with excess body fat? Is there anything? Maybe not, we can see.
No, just don't force yourself to eat if you don't feel like eating.
That's like a question. She's like,
just eat whatever you want to eat, but just make sure that it will like benefit you.
Yeah.
And be conscious about what you put into your body, and eat local stuff than processed food.
Yeah, as much as you possibly can.
Yeah, and eat whole food is the best. Yeah, anything that like nutrient dense, and always find if you don't like eating a lot of vegetables, just find some way to make it more fun. Like for sure. And I could definitely agree with what she's saying. And would you say a huge part for people is just becoming more in tune with your body and only eating when you need to eat? Because obviously that's something that you massively do. Because most people, they eat in 3 to 5 meals a day with snacks in between. Do you think that's necessary? No, there was a time in my life I did eat a lot of junk and things like that, but it's like I realized it's not necessary at all. Like it's not make you emotionally feel better, like at least for me. Yeah, for sure. So most people are overfed and undernourished, literally. And one last thing I want to actually ask you that I just thought of is there any times in your human experience, you say, from day-to-day life, where there may be times that you may feel a desire to eat food when you don't need it, or eating it earlier in the day? Is there any sort of states that come up within anything that could happen within your life that could make you more drawn to eating food when you don't need it, or overeating and other various things? Yes, of course. For me, well, a lot of people I know that they eat a lot when they're sad or they go through a hard time. But for me, when I'm really, really happy, I would just eat like extra, like ice cream and things like that.
When you're unhappy or when you're happy?
When I'm happy.
Yeah. Okay, so for her, it's normally the opposite way around. So when she's really happy, she actually wants to eat. I thought she was saying that incorrectly.
Or when you have like an unhealthy routine where you don't really do much, or like stay home and watching movies, and you just start like, oh, what can I eat? Or you just eat from bottom. Like when you're bored, you just eat a lot. So I think the best way is just like try and get yourself busy, but also like in tune with your body. Yeah, and what about if you're in some intense emotional state? If you're really upset, do you find that ever draws you to food or not? No. Some people do, some people don't. I know a lot of people has that thing, but for me, when I'm go to a difficult time, I will eat even less. Like that's not drawing me to food. And
I just want to add a bit onto that. Would you say that, because a lot of people emotionally overeat because they've got intense emotions come up and they're not meeting their own needs and not pairing themselves in the best way, would you say that you meet a lot of your emotional needs when you're going through emotional times? You're present with yourself and
nourishing myself. And for me, like especially if I know I go through a rough time, my like emotionally and my physically would be like worse. So I know I need to nourish myself. I would just consume things that would be benefit for my body more.
So that's really good. That's something like me. When I've gone through intense times, I will eat even cleaner and healthier because I'm not someone that wants to have this self-sabotaging and destructive pattern. Like, okay, I don't feel good, so I need to do more things with my diet and other various things to make myself feel better, rather than make myself feel worse. I don't want to make my body feel worse, because at that time I go through a difficult time. Why would I want to add more difficulties for me?
That's really... I had like 10 ginger tea when I'm crying, things like that. It helps.
Really? So that's really good she does that. I didn't know she was actually going to say it. She hasn't mentioned that before, but that's something that I do.
I'm aware of that until you like mention it. That's really good.
So like I said, she has a full, healthy relationship with food, which is really good. And would you say now, where you're at, that you don't necessarily eat all in the way you used to, loads of rice and vegetables? Like, how is your diet now? Because I know that it's started to change, especially a bit since you've met me more.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It's not a problem because
No,
it's not because it's a
kidding.
massive issues, but yeah,
No. It's maybe like when I met you, you made me aware more of the fasting, and now I start to train with you. So in the evening, I feel I want to eat more because I need some calorie dense food. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
she has definitely been indulging in some ice cream here and there, and some burgers here and there.
Yeah, I think this is the period of time I eat a lot of burgers. I never had this much burger in my life.
but yeah, you should see her portion sizes. They're still very small, and she's been with me for around 2 months. She's definitely not getting fat at all. Obviously it could take a longer period of time, but even if you're eating in the way she's saying for around 2 months and it was going to cause you some excess body fat gain, she'd see it. But
so you need to exercise,
yeah, she's still keeping active. She's training. Yeah, she's eating a bit more calories, but she's burning more calories because she's now exercising on a regular basis as well.
And do things,
So yeah, she's still doing intermittent fasting, which is all good.
Yeah, and I never like need to force myself to eat more or less. I just like I eat this much, and I know that I'm full at this point, and that's it.
Yeah, you don't just stuff yourself to your neck until it's coming out. Like I can try and do it a lot of time, especially at the moment. I'm trying to get myself to eat as many meals as I possibly can with intermittent fasting. We know a lot of protein to gain more muscle, and yeah, she's wanting to gain muscle as well and get more tone, but I'm trying to maximize muscle growth as much as possible. So she's got different goals to me, so it's about working out your goals and doing what you need to and listening to your body. So yeah, that is it for this video. If you want to check out her restaurant, I'll put a link down below for the Facebook for it and the Instagram. She makes some of the most amazing food that I've ever eaten in Thailand. I'm not saying that due to her being my girlfriend. She uses no unrefined salts whatsoever, no palm oil. She only uses rice bran oil, no white sugar, no preservatives, no additives. A lot of the plant-based foods, like the vegetables, come from the Hill tribe, so it's really fresh, local quality ingredients. It's so good. So yeah, if you haven't been there, come to Thailand
in Pai,
and come to Pai specifically and check it out for sure. And yeah, you can check out the lovely food photos on her Instagram, and I keep giving her photos and videos that she's been putting up on her Instagram stories on there as well, so you can check them out if you want to. So yeah, definitely check them out. So yeah, if you'd like me to make any more videos of her in the future, let us know down below what videos you'd like us to make together. And I thought she did pretty well. What do you think? Did she do pretty well? Give us a thumbs up if you thought she did pretty well. If she didn't, give us a thumbs down if you don't mind. But I think you're going to give us a thumbs up. And yeah, please share this video with anyone else that you think would love to hear about what we've both talked about in this video, to have her own experience in staying super lean all year round without having to do any extreme weight loss or fitness programs out there. And if you haven't already, click that subscribe button down below to receive a lot more videos from me on a regular basis, and the type of videos you can expect to get from me are informational videos on intermittent fasting, 1 meal a day, weight loss, calisthenics, workout and progression videos, and what I eat and what I do in a day videos. So if those type of videos sound good to you, make sure you click the subscribe button down below and you click the bell notification button next to the subscribe button. Otherwise YouTube will not notify you of when new videos are uploaded. So as always, stay fit. Are you gonna do it?
I don't even know.
Go on, give it a go.
What do I do?
Look like this. Stay energetic and go get those gains.
Do what your heart tells you.